All right, you got the man Dallas on right here.
Yes, sir.
Now, question of the day, how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
It just gives me a thrill. You know, it fulfills something inside of me.
Yeah.
Nothing much to it.
Thank you. All right, we got Mr. Jeremy. Question of the day, how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
It doesn't, because I'm an animal and I belong in a cage. Ah!
All right, you know these awesome twins, Turco and Turkish Assassin.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah, now question of the day, how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
I just learned to respect my opponent. You know, when you're fighting inside the cage, you got to respect your opponent. So I learned respect. You know. How about you?
We used to fight in the streets, so
In
that's
Turkey, so
it changed now.
it changed now, but like we're not like that anymore. So yeah, what I think about, like, it affects me really in a good way, and it's beneficial. So I think, like, yeah, it's respect. You know.
It's all
kinda
about
nervous
respect,
always.
man.
Sorry, bro.
That's all good. Thank you. All right, you got lights out. Now, question of the day, how does
sir.
fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
You know, it just makes me a better person, you know what I'm saying? I feel like get something to get my anger out, you know, or, you know, just focus on something else other than negative helps me for real because, you know, before this I was going through a really hard time. So, you know, this is honestly helping me out and I'm just enjoying it, to be honest.
Yeah. The Street Beast says we're a family.
Exactly, and, you know, before I get into the ring, you know, I'm scared of my opponent, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, once you get into that ring, you know, all nervousness has to go aside, just like in life, you know. Sometimes you have to, you know, take the, you know, life by the wheel, you know where it's going to take you, so.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bro.
All right, with Team Peixotto, you got Mr. Len B. Now, question of the day, how does being a fighter inside the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
Okay, well, first off, like I said, is that I'm actually not actively a fighter in the cage right now, but I fought previously in my younger days, and I would say that the best thing that I got from being a fighter in my younger days is being able to maintain self-control outside of life, because there's a lot of things that we deal with in our life that are I would say setbacks or also challenges, and so with that, it's just being able to rise to the challenge, right? And then rising to the challenge is just making sure that I'm effective in life, which in the ring, when you're fighting, you have to be effective at all times. So I think just remembering those two things is kind of what the key is for me outside the ring to being success.
Heck yeah. That's a great answer. Thank you.
Right on, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, you know you got Simo in the house.
What up?
Question of the day, how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
Okay, so, you know, like, I'm gonna get deep with you because, like, I had a friend that was killed yesterday, you know, due to domestic violence. You know, she was pregnant with a baby and everything. It's, like, really sad, quite unfortunate, you know. And it was due to a jealous ex-husband. And, you know, like, you know, we all deal with, you know, feelings of jealousy and negative emotions that we don't know how to deal with. And, you know, for me personally, the ring is a place where I'm allowed to deal with that, you know, in that fashion. Like, you know, Scrapyard is a great place to come out here and deal with your negative emotions if you need to and get that out, because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, you got to deal with it some kind of way, and you got to deal with it appropriately, you know. And this is just a good place to come out here and get rid of those negative emotions, so, you know, you don't snap and do something crazy like that, you know. So, you know, I want to say rest in peace to my friend Jessica Martin, and, you know, if we can, like, you know, try and deal with your emotions and get some counseling if you need it, you know, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Simo.
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right, we got Kang. Now, question of the day, how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
Fighting inside the cage, there's a lot of pressure everyday life, you know. You always want to punch someone in the face. Can't do it legally, so step in the cage.
Hell yeah, I can do it. Thank you. Booyah. What's up? We got young blood over here.
Yes, sir.
Question of the day, how does fighting outside of the cage, or how does fighting inside of the cage affect your life outside of the cage?
Fighting in general just helps me with my anger. Yeah, I've been fighting my whole life. It's what we do.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm on his good side.